Welcome to Atlanta Tarot. This is the forecast for June for the zodiac sign of Cancer. So we're in Gemini time, the first couple of weeks of June. Very strong on communication, ideas, all that sort of thing, Cancer. Let's see what's leading up to your birthday month coming up of the last half of June, first half of July. Energy around your situation is the Three of Swords. So the grief card, sort of really acknowledging your grief. Going within sometimes and acknowledging, yes, you feel a bit grievous about an issue. You still feel sad about an issue. There's something long, deep buried with the Three of Swords. Every now and again it sort of pops its head up and reminds us that issue is still comes around, cycles around and visits us every now and again, just to remind us of what was, or an unhappy event, a sadness, usually a loss. So we're going to address that this month in June for you, Cancer. So you're all nice and fresh for your birthday time. Where you are right now, Eight of Cups, so moving on from a situation that no longer really can sustain itself. Obviously, Eight of Cups is really geared towards the relationship side of things, so it's about moving on from that, acknowledging the grief, as we said, with the energy around, and just moving forward. You can come back to it later, but at the moment, this is quite beneficial for you. Just to move on and focus on other things for a bit. Let's see what's brought it on, however. The Magician. So yes, look, you can do this. The Magician is a very, very potent card. It's about giving you, or reminding you, you do have all the talents and potentials to do what you want, to move forward in a new direction where you can really put a lot of good energy in. He's the spirit messenger as well, so he's governed by Mercury, which is interesting because that's the planet of communication too. So very fast moving things. So get on board with that this month, Cancer, and just really focus on things, the bigger picture, and just leaving this Eight of Cups. Just leave it for a while. It's like to, step away for a bit. Focus on something else where you are going to get good gains. And the Magician, especially if it's a work project or new job or something like that, anything that you really want to attempt, this is the card for you because it's a green light. The background, so the last month since we did the last reading, the Queen of Coins, so very much a lot of ability here. A lot of hard work's gone in. She's very earth. She's very sort of sorted with what she's doing. Home and hearth is good. She's, which is very much Mother card, which is always related. The Empress, which is related to Cancerians. It's very, that strong female energy. But you're in a really good position and you've put yourself there by the hard work. So things will just come to you. So there's no need to sort of stress about things. Just sometimes it's about letting things come towards you rather than trying to force things. Because forcing things just makes it harder. It's like fighting against on a really windy day to keep everything, the umbrella up the right way. It's like Queen of Coins talks about just letting things come as they're naturally meant to rather than trying to sort of intervene. But a great card for you to start June with. Male and female, may I remind you, it's fluid. You don't, guys out there, this can apply to you too. You just take what you can from it. Recent influences, Temperance, so very well balanced. Divine time, this card talks about. It's a Sagittarian card. It's about just having things nicely balanced from your inner world to your outer world. It's the right time to sort of, if you do want this Magician to work for you, we'll go for it because, universal timing is perfect for you guys in June. Lovely card. Let's see what the lesson is. This is usually the interesting card of the spread. Two of Coins. So keep working hard, keep juggling, keep things in the air, just keep things moving along, which you are doing. Obviously, you've got some really strong cards here in terms of, you know, everyday life, getting things done, sorted, being organised, basically, very organised with this one. So keep maintaining that nice sort of balance and that nice juggling energy where things are just, the cycle is always moving. And you're sort of right in there you're sort of getting the things sorted that you want to. So that's what you can focus on, especially with that energy of the Eight of Cups at where you are right now, that emotional stuff. The near future. Okay, Eight of Swords. So keep your power to yourselves, or take it back if you feel it's been taken from you. In terms of, once again, relationships. Take it back. Just take it back. You can always say, no, not today, thank you very much. Don't give away your power to people, because especially with this Eight of Cups sitting there, it's emotional. So try just to focus on the day-to-day for June and keep things very earth, because as I said, we're in Gemini, all sorts of, the wind can blow this way and that way in Gemini. It's very flighty. It can be a bumpy ride, especially in June. Things can change very quickly, conditions and situations. So make sure that you're keeping your power to yourself. What's happening that you're not realising? Seven of Wands. So also speaking up for yourself and being assertive as well. It's really interesting, isn't it, Cancer? They're really sort of testing you this month in June to really just keep your power to yourself, speak up for yourself. Very challenging energies in terms of things moving quite quickly once again, which is classic of Gemini and June especially. So challenging energies, but you're right in there you've got a lot of practical skills here. So just keep up with that and just remind yourself, power to yourself, and speak up for yourself. No matter what, the opposition. How others see you. Well, the Ace of Wands, so things are definitely moving quite quickly in terms of what's happening for you. So it's a good thing, you know, go with this fast-moving energy of the Ace of Wands. Lots of new beginnings. But most importantly, the card about the Ace of Wands is there's energy to spare. You've got heaps of it this month in June. So go with that. And this is other people viewing you too, Cancer. And so that's a really very positive card to have, because other people, they don't see what's going on beneath the surface. They just see the dynamism of who you are and how you get things done. Very practical people. So there you go. Take those opportunities too when they come in. And I feel like too with this, what's beneath it, that what's happening that you're not realising, it's like, yeah, you've got the permission to speak up for yourself. You know you have. So just do it and see what happens. Other people will expect you to do that anyway, even though you might be sort of grieving a matter or something and feeling not so good, but just go with it. It's a great energy. Positive feelings about the month of June. The moon. And so this is your planet, Cancer. Yeah, something is hidden from view. Maybe it's you hiding your grief from view. But it's not the forum, it's not the place to sort of blurt out those really deep held feelings to people. You can talk about them another time. But things are emerging from the fog. The moon can be very foggy, very difficult to see with the moon around, as we know, in the night. Sometimes you just can't see anything. So using intuition and your Cancerian intuition will get you to where you need to be. Not everything is visible. So I would wait another lunar month to see what comes up See what comes up in July. It'll be really interesting. The moon's great as long as it's the unknown, but as long as you use intuition, don't use your head, because you'll become confused, and it's not normal for you to use your brain in that sort of situation. You're a water person. The final outcome, Knight of Swords. So there you go, the unpredictability, the Gemini card. So expect the unexpected right at the end of the month of June. So we'll already be in Cancer, the sign of Cancer. So there you go, expect him. He comes in full pelt, scratches on the brakes, leaves his message, and then he's gone before you knew he was even there. But he brings messages. And I feel the main message for him is expect the unexpected. So be on your game as well. Don't worry about anything. Just get on with things, and know that June can bring some very unexpected events. You just have to cast your mind around globally and see what happens in June. It's usually quite, expect the unexpected. And people are usually left a bit shocked by outcomes. Lovely card. I'm just going to pop a card on, explanatory card on that Eight of Swords. What's going to take your power off you? And one on the Knight of Swords, because he's expect the unexpected. I'm not expecting to get any answers, because you really can't, especially Cancer with the moon in play. Yeah, it really does confuse the issue. So it's about a waiting period with the moon. So we won't be able to get anything really substantial from that. So we'll leave that alone and let it just rise to the surface when it becomes clearer later on. Okay, underneath this Eight of Swords we have the Star. So it's on your path. So your path and your guides are sort of saying, well, you need to stand up for yourself. You need to take your power back. If you don't do it now, things will keep happening until you do start to do it. There's nothing wrong with it. You don't have to shout and scream. You just nicely and gently say, oh no, not today, thanks, or I can't do that yet. You know how to do it, but you need to take it back, because it's part of one of your lessons, especially for June. Finally, let's have a look at what's underneath the surface of this Knight of Swords. Big transformation coming through. So some unexpected transformations coming through out of an issue, out of a matter. A full cleanse really with the Scorpio, and this is your fellow Scorpio card of death, which is basically just transformation. So going through the whole cycle, you know, not stopping and running away because it's hard, or just learning your lessons and coming out better off on top of it. Very nice card to end with too, especially because it's a fellow water sign. So by the time it's your birthday coming around, you'll feel ready for the cleanse, ready to sort of take power back and take your energy back. The final card, explanatory card from the Buddha reading cards to go with your reading, Cancer. Forgiveness. Holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one that gets burned. By practicing forgiveness, you can find new meaning to life's worst events. As love and compassion combine in the sacred space of the heart, and they are released as a powerful energy, and everything changes, all possibilities again become open to you. So a perfect card to finish with, forgiveness, especially with this transformation of the end, the final outcome, and the energy around the situation was talking about grief, a grievous issue for you. So forgiveness will always serve you well. I hope you have a wonderful month. Thank you very much for listening, Cancer.